Hello coders, I welcome you all. In this video, we are going to explore the Gemini vision model and how to build an application with it. Also, we will create simple application that looks something like this that you can see on the screen. This app will allow users to upload an image like a picture of a fridge or pantry, and user can ask questions about it. You can modify this application to suit your needs and use it in many different ways. Like you can create an application for recipe suggestions where user can upload a picture of a pantry or fridge and the application can suggest recipes based on the available ingredients. Next idea, you can create an application for design explanation where user can upload a screenshot of a UI design and our application will explain the elements and layout. Next, you can create an application for diagnostics where user can show a picture of a broken device and our application can suggest potential issues and fixes. Next, also you can create educational tool where user can upload a textbook diagram and the application will provide a detailed explanation of the concept. Also, you can create an application that performs movie scene analysis where user can upload a still image from a movie and the application can summarize the scene or provide a description. Also, you can create a travel assistant where you can show a photo of a landmark and the application can tell you its name, history and location. As I said, you can modify this application to suit your needs and use it in many different ways. Let me show you this. Let's upload one image. You can see this is the image of a pantry, right? So let's ask one question regarding this particular image. So using this app, user can write a question over here. So here is the question. What Indian dishes can I make using only the items from this vegetarian pantry? Let's press this particular button, submit. Here you can see processing has been started. We have to wait and you can see the output from our Gemini model, simple dishes, and you can read it that you can see over here. But before we dive into the code, let's understand the core idea behind this project. So now let's start with what is computer vision. Computer vision is a field of artificial intelligence that enables computers to see, understand, and interpret images or videos similar to how humans do. It is used in many real-life applications like face recognition, object detection, and self-driving cars. In our case, we are using computer vision to help the model to analyze the contents of an image and answer our questions. So far, we have worked mostly with text-only AI models, right? But now we are entering the world of multimodal AI, where the model can understand both text and images together. Google's Gemini vision model allows us to do that. It can look at an image, process it, and respond based on the image and your question that you can see on the screen. Please remember, it's not just looking at pixels. It actually understands what's in the image like objects, structure, content, etc. Even your fridge or pantry items that you can see on the screen. Please note that it has a smaller token limit, around 4,000 tokens compared to 8,000 plus in the text-only model, and it's single turn only. No long chat conversations here like text models. So now let's create this project from scratch. Let's jump to Jupyter Notebook. For this project, you will need a sample image. You can use a picture of a pantry, fridge, or anything else you want the AI to respond to. You can take the same image from the provided link in the description of this video. To display the image, make sure you have the Pillow library installed. You can install Pillow library like this using pip install pillow. Let's execute this cell. You can see in my case, requirement already satisfied because I have already installed this particular library on my system. So please remember, Pillow is a Python library for working with images. In our code, it is used to open the image so it can be passed to the Google Gemini Vision model. So let's first import image. So from PIL, we have to import image and image dot open. And here you have to provide path of your image. Let's assign it to one variable img and img dot show. Let's execute this particular cell. You can see over here, image is open here, right? So we can open image using Pillow library like this. Now let's load the model and generate a response using this particular image. So first we have to install Google Generative AI library like this. Pip install Google-generative AI. Let's execute this cell. So as you can see, in my case, requirement already satisfied because I have already installed this particular library, Google-generative AI. So now let's move on. Now for this particular project, you will need an API key that you can get from here, aistudio.google.com. Just click over here and create API key. I have already created an API key and that I have stored inside .env file that we already discussed in our last video. So after that, we have to load environment like this. From .env, we have to import load_.env and we can check like this, load_.env. Let's execute this cell. You can see output is true. Now we have connected with our environment because as I said, we have stored our API key inside .env file. Now first we have to import Google.generative AI as GenAI. Also here I have imported OS just to fetch our API key like this, right? os.environ and this is variable, right? That we have created inside .env file. And this variable is pointing to our API key that we have created from here, from AI Studio, Google AI Studio. Now here this GenAI.generative model and we are using Gemini 1.5 Flash, this particular model here, Gemini 1.5 Flash that you can see here, based for image understanding, video understanding and audio understanding. And you can see rate limits free 15 RPM and 1500 requests per day. We are using this. You can use any other model as well, but currently we are using this Gemini 1.5 Flash. And here we have created one variable. Model is equal to this particular statement and model dot generate underscore content. Here we are passing this particular image, right? This one. And here we are printing the response from the model. Let's execute this cell that you can see over here. Here is a description of the image that you can see over here. Top self, second, third, fourth, likewise, right? It is giving complete description of the image, this particular image, right? This one that just I showed you. So now let's understand this code one more time. This code connects to Google's generative AI service. And here we are setting the API key for authentication. And then here we are loading the Gemini 1.5 Flash model, which can handle images. And here image is passed to this particular model that you can see, which generates a response based on the image. And finally, it prints out the model's response like a description of the image that you can see over here. Description of our provided image that you can see here, right? Now let's ask some questions about the image. So here is the prompt. Assume that this prompt is provided by the user to our application. Prompt is equal to what Indian dishes can I make using only the items from this vegetarian pantry. So now here we have to write model dot generate underscore content, and this time here we have to pass prompt, user prompt, this one, and image img, this one. Previously here we have passed only image, you can see img, but now here we have to pass prompt as well as the image, and let's assign it to one variable resp, and let's print the response. Let's execute this cell. You can see over here. Here are some Indian vegetarian dishes you could make with the ingredients shown in the pantry image that you can see. Great. let's ask one more question. So here another question. Can you help me plan a week of Indian vegetarian dinners using pantry items? Again, here we have passed prompt which is provided by the user to our application and image, right? Uploaded by the user. And here we are printing response. Let's execute this cell. Great. You can see here Monday, Rajma Chawal, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Vegetable biryani, rice dish. Great. That you can see over here. Also, it has provided important notes as well that you can see here. Great. Right? So now let's move on and let's create web application using Gradio. To create a web application using Gradio, we have to import Gradio as GR. Also, we have to import Google.generative AI as GenAI. That already we have imported, right? And again, here I am importing OS. Let's execute this cell. So here we are using Gradio to create a simple user interface for our application. And you know Google Generative AI for Gemini to interact with the AI model that will analyze the image and answer questions. And as you know, here we are importing OS to fetch the API key securely from the environment variable. Now done. Now let's set up Gemini key one more time, right? Like this. That just we have discussed. Now let's create a function to get response from Gemini. So this is the function. So as you can see here, we have created this particular function with name ask_Gemini. You can give any other name as well. And here two arguments of this particular function, image and question. So this function handles what happens when the user uploads an image and asks a question. If image and question. So it checks if both the image and the questions are provided. If both are there, it sends the question and image to Gemini, which process it and gives a response. If either an image or question is missing, the function asks the user to provide both. As simple as that, right? So now let's create Gradio interface like this. Actually, this is just one line of code, gr.interface that we have imported over here. Import Gradio as gr. So gr.interface, and here fn is equal to function name, this particular function that just we have created with two arguments, image and question. And here inputs gr.image type fill and gr.textbox. So here we are creating upload button for image and text box where user can ask a question, and outputs is equal to text. And here we are creating a title, ask Gemini about an image. After that, here we are launching our app, as simple as that. Let's execute this cell. You can see our app is ready. You can see over here running on local URL. Also, you can perform tasks over here, but I usually prefer this. So let's click over here and you can see our app is ready. So now let's upload one image. This is our image that just I have uploaded. Let's ask question. Now let's take same question from here. Copy this. Let's move to our app. Let's press this particular button, submit. You can see output as per our question. You can see simple dishes because we have asked what Indian dishes can I make using only the items from this vegetarian pantry. And you can see the response from our model, right? Now let's ask another question. This one. Let's copy this and let's paste it over here. Can you help me plan a week of Indian vegetarian dishes using pantry items? These items that we have provided as image. Let's press this button, submit. You can see processing has been started for our new question and this particular image. Great. You can see day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Likewise with important notes as well. Great. I hope all of you are clear with this. As we discussed earlier, you can modify this app to suit your needs and use it in many different ways. You can create an app for recipe suggestions, also for design explanation, also for diagnostics. Also, you can create educational tool. Also, you can create movie scene analysis. Also, you can create a travel assistant that we already discussed, right? Hope all of you are clear with this. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel. If you like this video, smash that like button. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.